everybody. It's a Monday night here, 8:41 p.m. from Melbourne, Australia. Okay, I haven't been on Pokerstars for a while, so I just jumped on and let's see how much I have. Oh, I only have 72 cents left. Okay. Looks like I haven't been doing very well, which is why I only have 72 cents. That explains that. What I'm going to do is trying to run 72 cents up to however long I can. I'll probably be playing some very small, it's either sit and goes or MTT. I'm thinking something like 10 cents. Here we go. 10 cents, 360 players. It always run quick. I remember I always play this one. Let's register for it. And as you can see, it goes really quick. 306, 310. A lot of people play this one. So it's good for new players to learn their craft. Hone their skill, find out what they're good at, what they're not. Beginners, I guess. Or low bankrolls like me. So I'm on a very low bankroll and see what we can do with this. I've been playing poker for a while. Obviously not doing very well. So I want to improve. So to do that, I heard pros were saying, you got to make videos of your play and yeah, just go make videos of your play and just review it so you know what's going on. Okay. Oh, that's me there. Let's hide this. Oh, it's going to start in 1 minute. Anyway, so I've been playing a lot of micro stakes and probably just not that much, probably $10 or something. Usually play, $1 rebuy, $2 rebuy, $5, whatever I can run to. That's most of my games that I play, and I play mainly tournaments. So I'm a tournament player. I know that most people will say that, if you want to make your money, you have to play your cash games. I love tournaments, the fact that it is a challenge to come first. So coming first, you need to do something right to come first. So even that, you can be lucky and still come first. But most of the time, you have to do something right. So we just started off here. I remember when I played this one, it's pretty quick. So yeah, and I remember people would just be shoving early on, and it's nothing. So if they could shove anything, so they can get out and then just join another one. But for us, we only have 72 cents, so we want to make the most of it. Jack Queen, it's no good, so we're just gonna fold this one. And a lot of people will come into. So this one here, let's know more about what we're playing. It's the card. Okay. So this one, it's a 3 minutes. Wow, that's like hyper turbo, super quick. Okay. So every 3 minutes the blind goes up, very quick, and as you can see, top 10 get paid, which is what most sites does. Okay, 24 cents. So hopefully we're getting the money and grind our way up. Okay, let's see what happened just before. Before you got 10 king ace 5 and pocket 7s. Wow, 10 king ace 5 Lara and Zinka. Okay, we got Jack Queen, just flat it. There's no need to be aggressive early on. Usually how I play early on is just come in with a lot of hands, and if there's value, go for it. So you just want to come in a lot of hands, and yeah, and if you hit good, then that's where you get your money. Here, it is a lot, but I see that there's value. So 110 into 550 pot, and there's 4 players, so there's potential to make money. So I'll give it a call, and I'm in position. Check out what we got. It's not bad for us, but we know that other guys are going to keep betting, and someone will probably going to go all in soon. The way they're going, just like that. Okay, so no good, just fold, and we just move on. So yeah, I've been playing PokerStar. My favorite site's probably Full Tilt, because I've been playing on Full Tilt. Sad that they down. Lost a bit, got some money on there, but couldn't cash out. Bugger. Oh well. Okay, Ace King. Here, what we want to do is raise it up, like 110 or something. So you just want to make it big, and most of the guys here don't really care. Some will just put it all in, like maybe Ashlyn could stick it in, Lara could stick it in, so whatever. Okay, so most likely if we bet here, they know that we got the ace. The board 7 ace 2 is very dry, so let's just check it. There's no need to bet. The thing is, they could have 7 deuce, they could play anything. Here we want to start betting now, so probably bet 190, it's fine. Most likely they fold, the fact that there's an ace on there. Okay, so we got a caller. And Lara, is that? So most likely we're ahead. We just bet little. 190 is fine. And sometimes Lara could go all in, just like that. Possibly they could have a set. So set of 7, set of 2, 10, or Jack King. Here, the hand I saw last time Lara played was King 10, was it? And it was pretty loose. So I'll obviously call regardless. So you could have 2 pairs like that, and it's 2 pairs. Okay, so we obviously probably didn't play that right, because we let him draw it out, or her draw it out. So we just got to move on and go to the next one. Okay, let's set the filter to Hold'em. Maximum dollar. Players. There you go, 10 cents again, 360. Register for that. Okay, so the last hand, I probably did play that bad on the flop, but because I felt that the board was dry, A7 deuce, it was dry, so I happy to give them a free card. And when the turn came at 10, even that, I was still, giving them, some pot odds so they can call. So I made it quite cheap, and Lara's also a big stack as well, so she probably call down most of the cards. So if I did stick it in after the turn, she probably calls anyway. The fact that she did hit her 10. So let's see how we go. This next one. 179 players, 360 left. Let's view my stats if you guys are interested. Actually, don't worry about it. Can't be bothered with that one. Okay, so that wasn't a good start. Okay, how I got into poker? I remember I played poker back ages ago. It would have been 6-7 years or something. Maybe I was in high school, and I don't know how I got to it, but probably was on the internet was a bit bored playing, probably search for something to do online, something interactive, and maybe I might have saw an ad saying play poker, play for free or something. So I wonder what that was about. So I clicked on it, if my memory served me right, and the poker room that the one that I've been playing at, first one I played was at poker room. I don't know if you guys know about it. It's called Poker Room, and I found the site was nicely laid out, green colors, background, and the user interface for the poker room was quite nice and easy. It has the players look 3D-ish, on the table. So you can see different kind of players sitting on there. But at that time they didn't have any display pictures. It's only the players on there, which is it makes it a bit graphical, 3D. So it's just not too bad. I like the layout of it. So I don't know. Maybe I deposit like $10 or something, US from Australia, or maybe I got free $10 or something. I'm not sure. And then I played it, and I remember I won like one of those $1 satellite, and when you win one of those it's like $100. Or actually 215 I won, or something like that. And then it's a satellite to one of those $1 million main event. So I was stoked that I won that one. Actually, I'm like, oh yes, came first out of 300 and something players, and I got a ticket to this. So I can't wait to play it. And when I did play it, I remember I didn't last very long. So I probably lasted like, don't know, like 40 minutes into it, and the blind, at those kind of main event, the blind would have been like 15 minutes or something, or 10 minutes. It would have been quite long for the blinds, and I wasn't very happy, and I'm like thinking, man, I just won 215, and then I just joined this main event, and I just got out. So then I don't know how I got out. I must have like played too loose, and then probably my chip was down, so that I had no choice but stick it in. So then I left it there, and then I found poker again in about, I don't know, like last 4 years or something. So that's 2 years later down the track. I moved down to Melbourne, and I met a friend, and the first thing he said, I'm like, oh, so what do you do? He's like, oh, I play poker. He's like, you play poker? Oh, cool. And then he got really into it, and he was telling everything about poker, and I was like thinking, man, this guy's so into poker. It's like, and I was intrigued about what it's all about. And I remember I did used to play poker, but not really into it, because maybe I lost at the main event, and I probably think it wasn't for me. So then I hang out this mate of mine, and his name's Tien, and we got into poker, and he tells me more about it, and from then on I start picking up poker. So start picking up books, reading on it, start playing microstake, just like what I'm doing now, and run it up. And me and him usually talk about poker from time to time. So that's how I started poker. So mainly first on Poker Room, and then founded Pokerstar, Full Tilt. Those are two of my favorite site. So yeah, so hopefully I want to improve my game, and hopefully you guys can see where my flaws are, and and hopefully be somewhere with this, because poker to me is a game of skill. Yes, there's luck here and there happening, but over the long run, I think the skill will take it for the rewards. Okay, so we're on a break now. So that's a bit about me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna play my table, and I'm just gonna pause whenever I have a hand. I'll unpause the video, and then that way you don't have to see all what I'm seeing. Weighing around take a bit long. So so catch you guys soon. Okay, we got Ace-7 suited here. Everyone limped. We too limp. So like I said, early games. Get in there and have a look at the flop cheap. And if there's value, jump in there. Okay, I only can jump in if there's another player in. Okay, so if there's three players, so that's good. I'll call. So if no one came in, then I'll fold too. King, jack, king, king. Someone could have a king, jack here. They could have a boat. They could just, slow play it. They could have a king also. So a call here is fine. The one left of us, Tirao Praha, he folded. So he probably have a low pair or something. And he's scared of that. Okay, so it could be a split pot here for us. But like I said, someone could have a king. So just call. Okay, so we pretty much got the nuts. If anyone has an ace, then it is a split for us. Or someone can have a pocket kings in their hand, but I very much doubt it. So here, what you want to do is get the maximum by just betting. I think 490 is good because you just want some stack. And he probably has an ace or probably a king. He calls it a king. Let's see what he has. He probably has a king. I'm surprised if he called the queen high. Yep, and he has a 6 king. Okay. So we're now on 2-5. Not too bad. It's a fold for us. Once again, early on, I usually play a lot early on, so we can build up our chip stack. When you open a pot, always raise, don't limp. You can limp in some circumstances. Let's say when the blind's really high, and you have pocket aces, pocket king, and you want to limp, and you want people behind you that's really aggressive to be betting. And but usually, in open pot, you should raise for an open pot. Okay, I made the call. The fact that he made it quite cheap when he bet. So usually he should bet a gain here. He checked, that means he's giving up something. So we should bet. He could have the 10. He could have the nuts. Seems like he don't even want to bet anything. So I bet here could throw him off, or he could just stick it in. Okay, so he called with that. So obviously he probably has the nuts. He probably have the 10 here. There's really no need for us to call. So because the 10 came, he could have 10 or even 7. But I'm sure he probably has a 10. So just let it go. And we knew that if he called our 330, he obviously has something. So he had us beat. So we just move on. 2-5, probably no good. Okay, someone limped. Okay, take advantage of that, and we too will follow the leader. Okay, someone raised, so let's fold. Okay, we have ace-6 suited. Spade, open it up with a raise. Okay, the blind's going up already, 25.50 just then. So it is quite big. We're on 19 BB. So BB is big blind. For those that's new to poker, welcome to Poker World. I'm sure you have a lot of memories when you be playing poker. Okay. Ugaru, stick it in. Here, there's no need for us to come in. We're in pretty bad shape. We just have to fold this one. Okay, we have 3 jack offsuit. Everyone limped. 2-1 behind us folded. We 2 limp. We got position. And let's see what the flop comes for us. And Tirao Praha raises in small blind. Obviously he raises because he don't want to play out of position. But there are callers. For us, we fold. We just want to have a feel for what's going on the flop. So right now we have to think about our own image. So when I'm saying image is how people perceive of us. What kind of player are we? Are we tight? Are we aggressive? Are we playing many hands, which they call loose? Are we are we clueless and we don't know what's going on? Are we reckless? Okay, so at the same time we need to observe the table, so we need to observe who's who. So right now it seems like most everyone's here is playing their normal poker. nothing out of the norm, like, you know, no one's going crazy. So we just observe. If anyone does, you know, some certain mistakes, we just keep it to ourselves and take advantage of it. Okay, he got an ace 9. So Tyrell Praha, he raised with ace 9 suited. So you think his ace 9 was good in small blind. So we keep that in mind. So that means his hand ranges would have been wide. Okay, here. Most likely we come in. It depends what pity and AS8W is gonna do. Okay, so calls. Well, yeah, we flat as well for 95. And Tyrell Praha folded. Okay, we just flopped the nuts. So what we want to do here is probably just check. Let's see what he does. Just call 60, because obviously we got the nuts. You know, what we're afraid of. Jack and 9 of clubs. It is a possible. What we should have done last one was to bet. To bet on the turn, so that way we get more from AS8W. But we didn't, so we didn't extract that much. So that's a poor play by me. Okay, pocket 9s. So what you guys seeing here is live, so I'm playing it right on the spot, talking as I'm playing. Okay, PD makes it for 475. I'll call. It just depends on the guys behind. They'll see what they're gonna do. Most likely we're gonna flip our 9s, but because he is a short stack, who knows? Okay, we're ahead. We're way ahead. Right. Okay, with the queen 3, we were like, you know, dominating him on that flop that came out. So for me, I do want to improve my game. I always tell myself that, hey, you know, you need to know your outs. You know, you gotta know percentage of what how much percentage is giving you. You know what equity is. I always tell myself that, but I never really got to sit down and write it on paper and work out every single thing. Like, you know, knowing, you know, what, you know, 7 outs and, you know, 1 blocker do to your hands, and, you know, what your chances of winning on the turn, river, etc. Here, this board's not great for us. Okay. So yeah, I told myself to do that, but never come around to it. So I'll be sure to get around to it and learn more about my my equity and percentage of winning. So obviously back then I remember the basics, like, you know, set mining, like, you know, if you have a pair, what's your chance of getting your set pre-flop, you know, what's your chance of winning when you're the underdog with the lower pair versus the higher pair. So obviously you got your 2 outs, and it just depends what the boards come. So yeah, so poker is very vast, you know, a lot of things involved in it. So you got the mathematics side, you got the you know, there's the side where you know, you don't even have to understand math. You know, you just got to think. You know, you just play with this other person's mind, and, you know, let them decide who has a better cards. So yeah, poker's quite fun. It is a game of skill. Okay. So we're on 2-5. Right now there's about 166 players left. So it goes really quick. Let me see. 25 minutes in, and 220 plays finished already. Okay, once again, we just call. Big stack limp, we limp. So it looks like we under average, everyone's on 3,300. Always be mindful of what the average is, so you know where you stand against the field. See, we got these guys, it's on 5,000, 5,000, and so and so. 160. Okay, we can call this one. The fact that he's the same stack as us just depends what these guys do behind. I'm surprised that big stacks are folding. Van has position and stack, so they can play against us. Cemetery 2. Okay. It is good for us that he bet that much. To him, that could be a just controlled bet, just pot control. You know, you bet little and you probably go for cheap. So he probably is going for the, you know, probably going for the straight. He probably has a 4-5. You know, he could have anything. So for him to keep betting like that, we're probably under here. So just let this one go. There's no need to look him up. We can try re-raise him to see where he's at, but just fold it. We don't have the stack to re-raise him. He made it 210, was it? If we want to take that pot down, we need to make it like, you know, 600, 650 or something, just to show aggression. But you know, if we lose that one, it put us onto 1-5. So back to starting stack, and 1-5 is probably not a good stack at this point, and even 2,100 is not good. So I'll pause again. Okay, here we got Valera Lim, min raise is 240. 2 middle stacks calls. I love value, so I'll just call regardless of what I have. Very bad flop for us. Most likely we're going to fold this all the way through unless we catch a 3 and a 5, run a runner for a straight. But even that, someone could have a higher straight like 10 queen already. So this hand's pretty much a given up hand. So I'll just click fold to any bet. And obviously by doing that, they'll automatically know that I will automatically do the auto check mark or check fold. So if you're very observant and you can see that, then you can take advantage of it later on. But because there's 3 other players in the hand, it's not really necessary to observe it yet. So just gonna fold that and move on. Okay, here we got pocket 8s. So Nisanso, min raise, he calls, so he's pretty loose, and he too is loose, so calling. For us here, we can shove, but shoving is probably no good. The fact that 2 of these guys are probably going to call, and which is going to be flipping. So let's play it safe and call this one and see what we get. Okay, we just flop our set, so that's good. What we want to do here is probably bet out. I'll probably check. Check's probably good. The fact that Sonisan, who min raise, could possibly bet. So hopefully one of these guys in the end bet for us. So they did bet, and we just need to stick it in. So he could have ace queen. He could go in for a flush draw. So both of them has ace queen and kings. So we got lucky and we catch our set. Perfect. Okay. Like I said before, we could have, like, you know, stick it all in. But if you stick it all in, most likely they'll call, and we'd be like, you know, up against maybe 2 overcards, higher pairs than us. So there's really no need to play. Here, ace 5, I want to bet 375. Nothing too fancy. It doesn't have to be big, you know. And this guy, Valera Lim, very aggressive, shove it all in. I see him raise it a lot of times, so he is an aggressive player. He too is going in. Most likely our ace 5 is no good. We could be up against a pair. Let's say this guy could hold a pair 10, pair of 9s, even low pairs. I want to shove in and get rid of people behind him. And he could play any 2 picture cards, so over 10s. So just fold. So he's playing 9 queens and pocket 8s. Okay, 9 queen made it lucky, and he made a straight. Runner. Okay, 3 king, no good, fold. So usually here there's about 126 players left, and average is 4k stack. So about 8k, there should be about 60 players left and 16. So if you get out your stack to about 15k, 16k, we should be able to be in the money, which is 36 players. So how I figured that out was there's 26 players left, there's 4,300 average. What I do is I divide it by 2, so that's about 63. So 63 players, if you divide it by 2, obviously the average will go up by 2. So average would then be 8,600. Okay, and then once again, 80. How much did I say? 83. Yeah, 83. And divide that by 2 again. So it's roughly 41 and a half. Yeah. What am I saying? No, 63. Okay, 63 and divided by 2, so that's 31 and a half. So that's about 16k, 16, because about here was 886 or something. So about 17,200 is what you get to be in the money. So it's about 15k you get in the money. Okay, here under the gun +1 we got pocket 4s. We're waiting for him to act. He shoves. So to us, what do? It is an easy fold. You could have pair 4s, you could have pair 9s, 10 jacks. There's no need to be in it, so it's just fold. It's just a hand. Let it go. Wait for better position, better time, better spot, and we want to make the most out of this. So we want to make the right choices. Right now, we don't want to flip. We don't want to go through flip or being underdog, because there's no need for that. Okay, this is the very next hand, Ace Jack. And min raise is fine. There's no need to be aggressive. Even the stack's quite big, 100, 200, and T's 20. So I still min raise, seeing what the short stack would do and seeing what big stack would do. Usually this guy would go in, but he fold. That's a bit different. Okay. Off chord, he stick it all in. He had a pair of 10 just before, and he won, and now he'll stick it in. So our Ace Jack's probably no good here. He could call, so just gotta let this one go. He could have a pair also. He could have a pair of 9s, 8s, 7s. He just have to call regardless of how much we'll just stick it in. So Ace 3, Ace King, and he hit. Well, he played very aggressive Ace 3, so just keep that in mind. So next time when we up just against him, we do want to get in with our hands like Ace Jack and above. But sometimes we might get unlucky, and we get Ace Jack and he has Ace Queen or Ace King, where we get dominated. But that's something we want to keep in mind. So he is quite loose and quite aggressive. 6-7, perfect. These guys are limping, letting us have a free card. So we just check it. Right now they don't know what we have. Same with them. So usually these guys don't have high cards. They could have Queen 7, Queen 8, Queen 9. Who knows? Just check it through. There's no need to bet here. If we bet, they know we'll probably have a 6. He's probably gonna bet. Yep, which is what I thought. Because he's been very aggressive. Okay, if we call this one, he's gonna, and we check the next one, he's gonna bet again. So what we can do is call. Let's have a look. I think it's best to fold here. So no need to be in. Because if we call the next one, we can't check. If we check, we know he's gonna bet, so we have to give it up. So we're losing 500. If we're gonna take that down somehow, we need a call or raise. That means we pot committed, and then the river card, whatever the river card came, we need a bet as well on top of that, just to get hit, just to see what he does. So if we did play that hand, we just need to gamble some of our chips. So right now I no need to gamble it, because blinds 125, 250. We're sitting okay for it. Right here we got pocket nines. We play probably slightly different here. We're probably going to put in a raise. Okay, he raised for us. That's perfect. What we want to do is probably re-raises, all in. Hopefully the guys behind us to the big stack don't dominate us. We'd probably be ahead of him. So just stick it in. We know that he plays a lot of hand, so we're ahead of him most of the time. Or we could be flipping against him. So we know that he's a bit loose as well. So I'm happy to go up against these two players. So the flop was good for us. So they checked. Looks like they didn't hit. Looks like we're in good here. Okay, he bet. He could have an ace here. And they had ace queen. So we were unlucky. And we were flipping. Okay, so let's move on. So let's go this one. Okay, here, this is our third table. We got 5 king, limp. We just limp 2. So here we just want to bet it out. 50 or something. Just to let these guys know, hey, I might be on a draw. I'll probably have a king, a queen. There's no need for these guys to be in, regardless of what they have. They could have king, queen. For us, we just made 2 pairs. So it's not too bad. We're just going to continue on betting. What we want to do is probably bet big here. Probably like 250 or something. Or 260 is fine. Over pot it. We don't want them to continue because it could have, a straight draw, flush draw. This guy's calls though, so he could have whatever. So early on, he could have whatever. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stick this one in maybe because I'm probably ahead most of the time. So actually, yeah, I'm going to stick it in. See if he's going to call. Most likely he's going to fold. Yep, that's good. Fold. Could we extract more from him by betting maybe slightly less than half the pot, or half of his stack, something like that, or 1/3 of his stack, just depends. Yes and a no. It looks like he was going for the flush draw, like the spade there. So if he was going for it, whatever you bet you make, even like $50 bet, out of that big pot, he still fold. He wouldn't really look you up. But if he might have a king, some people early on might have a king. They probably put you on nothing, and then they could call with king and very low kicker. So that's the reason why I pushed. So it's more profitable play when I push that last hand. For me, is what my thought is. Okay, 3 jacks. Limp is perfect. He just won the last hand. By going all in, ace king, ace queen. He got lucky and hit his queen. Okay, all good. Okay, we too limp. So we do know that he does play good cards. Maybe he was just unlucky. Check, perfect. That's what we want to see. We'll look for a jack or 3 here. A club's no good for us. So that puts out, jack of club, which is no good for us as well. So bet 20. For us, that's a call, regardless of what it is. It's just, someone bet min bet, to me, it's just like a check. So, and a pot's 130, I'll call, for a chance of catching, two threes and 2 jacks. And obviously, the jack of club don't really help us, because out of these 6 cards that's there, chances are one of them could be a club. Okay, and check. So most likely these guys don't have an ace, so maybe a bet is fine. A bet's no good because someone has an 8 probably will call you. So pocket 4s. If I bet that one, Stretty, would he call? Yes, I probably think he would call. Because the bet isn't that big, and he does have a stack to play, so there's no point of us, putting a certain amount of money to lose. We don't want to lose much yet. Okay, raise 3 times the blind. We'll call. Get in there cheap. A perfect runner would be 3-5. Obviously 3-5 non same colored, so like no 3-5 the same suit, because that could give someone a flush, but never mind, we just move on. Okay, we'll most likely fold this one, see what everyone else does. Limp, limp. Okay, very passive table, this one. Everyone limped. We know that he's passive, and once he hit, he just probably bet, or if he doesn't, he probably still bet anyway. So we just see how his plays are. Okay, good that we're in position. Dealer and the one behind us folded, so we got position against everyone. So position is very important in poker. You got to know and see what's happening, because there's like five players behind us. And we're playing micro. This position doesn't really give you that much of an edge at the moment. Give you an edge when you play against 3 players, or heads up. But position's always good to have, knowing what people do behind you. Okay, here they bet 60, 60 for a pot of 360. Catching 3 and a 6. I'll probably fold this one. It's probably no good. Okay, here we got Jack King suited diamond. We open a pot for min raise. Blinds now 20-40. $259 players left. He stick it in. There's really no need for us to call for 655. He could be ahead, he could be dominating us, or we could be flipping. Regardless, there's no need to call this one. So we just fold and move on, because the odds not there for us to call. If it was 1 or 3, then I'll call. Okay, pocket nines. Okay, he raises at 150. Perfect. Hopefully people behind calls. So we'll see what everyone does. Alban Brion calls. Okay, we call too. There's no need to get anyone out. We probably is ahead of most people. Right here, we just want to bet. Just have filler bet. See where everyone's at. 320. He could stick it in. If he stick it in, he could have an overpair, way better than ours, like pair 10s, jack, or he fold. Most likely we're ahead of him, so it's no doubt. We want to stick this one in. If he hit a jack, good for him. He could be on a straight draw or flush draw, so regardless, I'm stick this one in. The reason why I do that is so we want him out of the hand. We don't want him in, because we want that $1,000. There's no need to give it to him cheap. So it's let him decide what he want to do. And he calls an A7. So he decided to go for the up and down. And also he got the ace as well. So that's a good chip up for us. So he made a bad decision. The fact that he had to call 1,000 and leave it 1,000 left, it wasn't too bad. The fact that he got up and down and an ace, up and down would give him eight outs. Actually, I got the 2 nines, so that's 6 outs, and then he got 3 more, so that's 9 outs. So with 9 outs, you do 2 and 4. At the river, he probably have like 18% to win. But obviously he don't know what I have, so he probably think he has 11 outs, so he got 22. So ace queen, and he lost 2 pocket fives. Okay, 10-3 in dealer position. Oh, you guys probably thinking, how come this guy don't use stats? Like data mining, like Hold'em Manager or Poker Tracker. Yeah, I used to use those programs, and I quite like them. They're very useful to have, no doubt, because the PC will just keep track of the player's stats for you. You get to see what this guy's stats is. You get to see how aggressive they are, how much they 3-bet. How often they play, how often they fold to a raise, how often they call. Those informations are very important later on. But for me, because I want to transition into live poker as well, so live poker tournaments. So by going live, you obviously don't have those stats to aid you. So you have to do it yourself while you're there. So you have to keep a track in your head what's going on. So I'm pretty much training myself like as if I'm playing live. So keep track of these guys, what's going on, what's happening on my table, what's the dynamic, how am I doing, what do they think of me when I play. So yeah. So here you go. We just want to open a raise. Still, it's 30-60. Don't need to get fancy. You don't need to raise 3 bets or anything. This one here, he only had 350 left. All you need to do is just bet, 170. And most likely, if he has it, he has it. If not, he'll fold. So he'll probably stick it in, the fact that he did call. So we're just testing him, see what we have. Because we have chip stack, there's no reason for us to be scared of anything. So he's probably going to stick it in. There's no need for us to check. Check is not a good play by us. We just have to stick it in. Even though we're under, the good thing is that the 4 give us more outs. He probably didn't hit anything. He probably had an ace as well. He probably had an ace 6 or something. He had an 8 queen, and he was quite hesitant. And we hit a 2 on the river to make a straight. So regardless, if he did stick it in when I made that half a pot bet for him, I'll still call. So the reason why I did that was we had stack, and that's also the important thing as well. So when you have stack, you can make more plays. You can change your gears more. You have a lot more options when you have a stack. So having a big stack's fun. So here we hit our second pair. So second pair and a flush draw. Now 9 high flush draw isn't that great. So what we want to do is just be under the radar. There's no need to bet or raise here. If someone bet, let them bet, and we just probably call. Let them be the aggressor. So right now, any spade will help us. Any 9, any 3 will help us. So we have good outs. So here, going by the... Okay, he stick it in for 1,755, and the pot's 2,295. 1,055 to call to win. Obviously, 500 is in the pot. He could have. This guy could have 2 pair. He could have Queen 7. He could be on a straight draw and also a flush draw. There's no need for us to be in here. He could have a set. So just stay out, and he can take it if he wants. So usually with that hand, if we did go in, our chance of winning is probably 52% or 54 by the river. So it wasn't bad, but the fact that the pot odd wasn't giving us that much. We have to put in 1,700 to win 500 more. of what was in the pot. So the odds wasn't there. It wasn't 1 to 2. It was more like 4 to 5 or something. I'm just making it up, but it's not a good odd for us, because putting 1,700 to win 500. So it's actually 6 to 9. 6 to 9 is probably slightly closer. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause again. Here we got a 2-5. We want to open the pot, so let's play our 2-5. $177 players left, and he calls. Okay, I love playing short stacks like this. It's easy to kind of know where they at. Okay, we just hit 2 pairs. We got lucky. What we want to do here is just bet. Even though if I didn't hit, I still bet this amount just to see where he's at. So pretty much what I'm doing is putting pot committed for him, and seeing what this guy does. Usually he stick it all in, by the way he plays, but he folds, which is fine. Okay, we're on a break now, so let's go have a drink and refresh ourselves. Bit of stretch or something, who knows. Okay, we just came back from the break. This is the first hand from the break. We got ace jack in the big blind, and I got some water with me as well. I love my waters because I'm sporty, and it's important to drink a lot of water. Keep you hydrated, keep your mind fresh and alert. Okay, Kirk made it 160. You want to raise this to probably 240 or something. Seeing what he will do, he most likely probably it's either fold or he stick it in, or he just calls. What we want to do now is just keep betting it out, be the aggressor, like bet out 320, and because we got some stack, he's just gonna call regardless. If he calls, stick it in, we call because we made it pot committed. Okay, so he decided to fold. How he played then wasn't great. What he should have done is either push or fold. He's on a very short stack, because what he did then, now he's gonna have trouble for the next few orbits. Like when the blind gets to him, he don't have much choices, which is why you can see that at 480 he just stick it in here, because the blind's 5100. I probably do want to look up for 480. The reason why is Jack's rose is also a short stack, 871. So if I do get into this, me and him probably check, and I might have a free roll for 430. And I'm a big stack, so I don't mind giving out some money to win some money. And Jack's rose could shove it all in too, but usually he would just use the call. So for us, I'll just check, even though I hit a good card. If he has an ace, he would push here usually. If he doesn't, he's just probably going to check it. Or if you have a card like a pair or something, like pair of 8s, pair of 9s, he'll push it as well. So regardless. So that's the reason why I made this play. And we got lucky, hitting ace 7-7. They could get lucky too, catching a flush or runner, who knows. So what we're going to do now is, by the turn, we want to bet, because we just want to show dominance through big stacks. Like 400 is fine. We know that if he's not going to put any money in, he's not going to put any money in. So like that. So most likely he could have an ace, queen, ace, jack, or flush. I'm not scared. Stick it in. He has a pair, and we had the 7. So we take it down like that. Man, I didn't know I was so thirsty. And this is the first time I made a video as well. So I don't usually talk this much. Obviously, I'll talk when I'm around friends, having a chit chat. But man, didn't know you have to talk this much when you're trying to explain your game, how it works. And also, you know, guys don't really talk much, not as much as the ladies does. And this guy flopped the nuts on the flop. Okay, so we're sitting not too bad. 21 out of 151. So like I said in this last game we played, you know, if you make to 16,000, you're pretty much guaranteed for the money. Okay, he just played ace jack, shove all in, we fold. There's no point of us being in here, so let's just fold this one. Ace jack. And from time to time, because right now people come and go really quick, and if you notice the table, there's 2 sitting out. So we're playing pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 6 players, including us. So we're playing against 5 other players. So if we kept that in mind, you know, we're like playing, you know, shorthanded. So there's another 2 came in, but they sit out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 players. Let's take advantage of this and we raise. So we start raising it like, you know, 2.5 now. So now that we know the table dynamic, there's only about 4 players, including us. Let's take advantage of that and play it like shorthanded. Even though there's 9 players on here, but 4's not here. So it looks like they're on a smoker or something. Who knows? They went for a smoke, or you know, they got disconnected, can't log back on. Who knows? Or they just can't be bothered playing a 10 cents. So let's exploit it and keep playing. Okay, we hit a king. Our kicker isn't that great, so we bet about 420 and see what Priscilla will do. Most likely she'll fold. If she's in position and she has a draw, she'll probably call. And she's fold. That's fine. Just keep raising it up. So we're playing. There's 5 players now because this guy comes in. 2, 4, 5. Yeah. So if they did see. If they do notice how I'm playing, right now I played the last 3-4 hands, so they know that I'm pretty loose. So I could be playing with anything. But the funny thing is we're getting lucky and we're hitting our cards. So it's turned out alright for us. There's a big stack on the table too, 6,900. Usually when you play in tournaments, you don't want to go up against a big stack, you know. You want to take the middle stack, and even the short stack, you don't want to take out a short stack. The reason for that is you know, short stack just play push and fold usually, so you want to take middle stack. So middle stack to me is Priscilla right now. So let's just min raise, max on, just sit out. So we got 4 players behind us. So these guys are tight. Giannis should be calling here, the fact that he's in position, and he noticed that. I mean, okay, so no one's really want to play, which is good for us, you know. We just want to take advantage of it. The only bad thing is that there's no ante at the moment. If it was antes, we would have made some more on top of that. Priscilla made it cheap for us, so we're just going to call this one. She has position, there's no need to raise. We check. Okay, we hit a king, we check. Obviously Priscilla, she could bet here. So right now we can bet. The reason why we check on the flop even though we hit the king is we just want to cover our hands. Make it like we didn't hit anything. Here we want to make it like 525. She could have a 9, which is why she called, or you know, she could have went for the flush draw. The fact that there's a 9 on the turn, so she needs a club on the river if she does have a flush draw. Here we picking up queens. Here we want to raise. Okay, let's keep our aggression up, because we've been playing a lot, and they probably be thinking, man, this guy's nuts. He's been playing 5-6 hands, and he's just keep raising and betting. So that's silly. Here we just want to bet about 625 or something, just slightly on that, and see what he does. We just hit our top set. He could re-raise this one if he has, like, you know, ace king of spade especially. That's a good card for us. What we want to do here is we want to isolate everything. So we want to just stick this one all in, because we want that 2,500. He could be on a flush draw, could be on whatever, or even that betting the pot's fine. So about slightly over the pot, 2.7, and he fold. So it looked like there he was going for a flush draw. Usually when I know that people are going for a flush draw or some type of draw, I bet big, or close to 3/4 of the pot, so that they don't get the right odds to be calling. You do get some players that are gamblers, and they happen to stick in with draws. So all their money in for draws. At that point there, I'm happy to stick my money in the fact that I had a top set. Pocket 9 holds. Okay, so you know that Max on 4E, he's happy to call all in with pocket 6, which he's happy to flip. Snake here, just limped, we also call. He was sitting out, now he just got in. He could have good cards, or he could just see what the table is like. So let's see how he plays this one. Korean Opuro. Okay, shove all in, betting the pot. There's really no need for us to be in here, even though we have a gut shot draw. There's also a flush draw on there as well, so we just stay out. Even though there's 980 for 2,900, if we do stick this in, we might have to call his another 1,000 in the end. So just stay out of it. Okay, and it was a good fold by us. Okay, pocket 9s. Well, we've been getting a lot of good hands lately. Well, maybe we made it good. Doesn't matter what hand we had. We just played because we noticed that players wasn't here. So we min raise again. Because the fact that the blind's 100, 200, a min raise is 400. That's quite big against these guys' stacks. So it's that. What we want to do is just raise this one again. It's probably 800. If he calls, I know he probably had me beat ace or 10, so he had me beat. But luckily we hit our set, so we're gonna keep on being the aggressor and keep on betting this one. Probably 1-2 is good, which putting me in on a pot committed, and he calls. So just bet 55%. Doesn't really matter. He probably has an ace. 7 king. He calls all the way with that for 7 king. Wow. Okay. Well, so you get some new players that's like, hey, I think I'm good. I think this guy's bluffing. So that's why he calls it. Maybe, who knows? Okay, so we're on 12,000 now. So we're 5th out of 115. Hopefully we can run well and make good decisions later on. And see how we go. Okay, this guy made all in. There's no need for us. Fold. Okay, so I'm going to pause again until we play next hand. And look what we'll have. Our next hand. Very next hand, ace king. Okay, min raise again. Because 500, it's quite big. To some of the big stacks, not too bad. But to average stack, 500 is big. So, okay. 6 jack, fold. Okay, now the fact that there are 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's like a full table. We get back to our normal game plan. And then sit tight. There's no need to be in most of the flop now. We can be if there's value, but we change our game plan. So they'd be like, man, don't know what this guy's doing. It's like, I'm clueless. Which is what we want them to think. Okay, here we have ace 2. We've been playing a lot, so let's keep putting aggression. I min raise, see what he does. If he noticed how I've been playing, he would check me out. So here I hit the ace, I just check. The fact that he could also have an ace and high kicker, he checked as well. The 10 came, probably no good. So I'm probably gonna bet. The fact that if I check, he's he's gonna bet. So I'll bet and lead out and see what he does. He could raise here, but that's fine. I thought that if I check, it wouldn't be good play for me. It was better to bet. If I check, usually he'll bet, and I wouldn't know where he's at. He could have a heart, and I could either re-raise or call him, and that means he could have more draws. 7-6, easy call. In position, and 5 players in usually. Yep. Okay. Jack, spade, 10 heart, and 4 diamond. Probably check. That's fine. It bricked for us, no good. Just let this one go. Okay, we've been sitting out for a while. Not sitting out, we haven't been playing much hands. Here, we're in small blind, which is call to complete. Joe's Louise, he bet like that. Here, I just want to bet out and see what's going on. Probably bet 600 is fine. And he calls. So it looks like these guys do have something. So probably my queen's probably no good. They're probably waiting for a 10 or an ace or even a 9. So it just depends. Joe's Louise, depends how much he puts in. I'm thinking I could call this one because he limp for 400. Flats and call. I'll probably call. It seems like they're chasing for their straight. So there it is. He could have completed it, but he could have the ace. And I'll just check this one down, seeing what he will do. If he has an ace and he didn't complete it, he'll still bet regardless. So he should bet like 2-4 like that. So really, there's no point in me calling this one. He could have the 10, or he could have a ace king, or he could have a queen with a high kicker. So queen jack, queen ace, no good. So we have to let this one go. So we lost a bit in that one, but that's alright. We still got 10,900 stack. 7-3. Okay. If we take note of him, he probably does play a lot. So I'm gonna fold this one. So from that, maybe the last hand, when the 9 hit, we could bet like an easy small bet, like 1,200, like a feeler bet. It's like one of those one where it's polarized. It could be the nuts by having a 10 ace, or by not having a strong hand. So it's alright. We move on. Okay, here we just got moved to the table. We had A7. Because we just got moved, I'm like, and the blind is 3,000, 6,000. There's a big stack behind me, so I'm folding this one. I just want to see what the table dynamic is first, so I'm just going to be observant when I get moved table, see what I can do and what I can't do, and then we just move from there. So second hand of this table. Okay, so the blind's gone pretty big, and our stack isn't doing very well. We're having only like, somewhat like 12 BB, even less than that because of the ante that comes in. Queen 7. So good thing is that the big stack here is sitting out. So here's the chip lead, I assume. Sit out. This guy here flats. We don't allow that. So we're just gonna bet 1,375. So repop that, and then we can see what he does. If he has a good hand, he'll be re-raising it. If he got a crap hand, he'll fold. If he got an okay hand, he'll call. So he got an okay hand, but we just represented something strong. So we just need to go with it and bet 197. So bet this one through, and we pretty much spending 2k to get that. So he obviously did hit, and it is no good for us. So what we need to do now is we can't carry on with this, so we just have to fold. Okay, so we pretty much lost half our stack, pretty big. King 6. Okay, so we know that Harold first, when he limps, he has good hands. See what he does here. So we're on short stack. So that's how you should be playing the short stack, like that, like us. Should be push shove. That's what we're going to be doing now. Just push shove. There's no need to be doing any fancy move by calling or raising. None of that, because it just take away our fold equity. Okay. When they say fold equity, it just depends on how much chip you have. So let's say here this guy has 4,000 chips, and the blind is 4-8. So he's on pretty much like 5 BB, yeah. So really, he don't really have much fold equity, but with 5 BB you don't have fold equity, but really in this kind of game you do, because the blind is so big. Everyone's stack here isn't so big, so even betting 4,000 for some of the big stack here, it is a loss. It is a big, 4,000. It is something to some of these guys that has 10,000 or 13, 14,000 left. So what fold equity mean from my understanding is that when you bet this one in, regardless of what hand they have, there's a chance for them to fold. Sorry, so they could hold pair of 6, and you could have anything. And if you shove with that, there's chances are that they will fold. The fact that they don't want to lose 4,000 chips to you. So yeah, like to this guy, that's half a stack. Perfect. Like some people would want to really go in for a flip to lose half the stack. So it just depends how you play. So right now we just need to sit back, be calm, and play fold and push style. So fold and push, our range now, what we're going for is probably pair and 7s above. Anything above 7 we'd be pushing, or even that, like pair of 5 or something, or even any pair I'll probably push. The fact that everyone here is also short, so really any pair, any ace 10 is good. King 9, you can play King 9 and up, Queen 9 and Jack 9. So Jack 9 and up. So 7 8's no good. Okay, the blind's now 500, 1,000. So big. Okay, if we let it go around us, that's 1,500 off already, and we have 3,800 left. We see how we go in the next hand. Like if we have, because the blind's so big, we have to open up our range more as well to compensate for the blind. So we might have to open up, King 8 and 7 6 Jack. So 9 4's no good. We just fold. So there's no need to go panic mode and start pushing. So just stay there. So the worst it can be, all we have to do is what's the worst. The worst it can be is that we're losing 1,500 here, and we'll have about 2,200 left. So with having 2,200 left, we can still push all in, and we can still make some of the money back. So by having already 1-5 with the blinds and 100 antes, so there's no need to panic. So here, Harold should make the best of his chip stack. He should be bullying me. With 8-7, some people here would mostly call, some people would mostly push all in, if it's just only heads up. But like I said, I'm a very patient player, so I'm just gonna let this one go, and and see where we're at. Okay, this guy push. That means all our stack as well. It's no need for us to call. He push. So we fold. We definitely fold. I'm just trying to think what he has. He could have anything. He could have, you know, six king, 6 queen, and he just push. But usually something like that there. I haven't seen him playing, so he could have good hands. Here, 10 king, perfect. If everyone folded, we're pushing this one. If Johnny pushes again, he probably does have a good hand, so we just fold it. Let me see what everyone does. Okay, so that's 48 players left. Pretty much 9 players to go until you're making the money. But for us, we want to build our bankroll. Yes, being in the money is good. But right now, even though we sit back and wait for people to get out, chances are we probably get out. We're probably bubbled or get out before we can even make the money. Okay, perfect. Like I said, we're just going to push this one. He can call because he got a big stack, but that's good for us. And he folded. Okay, so we got 4-7. So once again, we got some push, some fold equity here. Even chest 10, another 1,500, and he had about 11,000 and 10,800, and he wouldn't even call. Some players just don't want to spend, you know, give away 10% of their stack. Two queen. If I was really aggressive, I can push here, just to steal, but you know that might be too easy to read. So I'm just gonna sit back and fold, and let them think that I only push with good hands. So we know that Bart VZ is very tight. The fact that he gives the blind to him, he didn't even try to take his blind. So right now, I'm keeping the video on the fact that we could be out any moment. So I want to keep the action there and see what's happening. So here, don't need to be in there, just push fold. Okay, I'm probably going to pause this one and go to the next one. Okay, after a few hands, we haven't been playing, 10 queen. We could obviously push here. It's probably best to push here because when it comes around to us, it's 2-1 and it's no good. So it's best to push, to stick it in, and just hope for the best pretty much. So you got some fold equity. These guys here don't really want to play unless they have something. Assassin could be calling us for another 2,300. Melroy called. That gives him option to call. So he re-raises and most likely I'm against 2 players. So I'm not too good. Ooh, both of us has 10 queen and up against his aces. So we're doing very bad shape. We need an ace and king by the river. We didn't hit. Aces takes it. So unlucky again. The reason why I made that push is the fact that it's 700 to 1,400 big blind, and